For 3 millennia, this sleepy German river looked like any other. Ducks, reeds, the odd cyclist. No one guessed that just under the gravel, thousands of warriors once hacked, stabbed, and drowned in the biggest Bronze Age battle ever found. It stayed hidden until a hobby detectorist knelt to tie his boot, spotted a bone sticking out of the mud, and saw a flint arrowhead punched clean through it. That one creepy second has forced historians to tear up whole chapters on what prehistoric Europe was really like. Picture 1996, Tollense River, northeast Germany. The hobbyist, he still keeps his name out of the papers, lifts the arm bone, river water dripping off it. He knows at once, it's human, and somebody shot it. Flint doesn't grow inside bodies. He rings the local heritage office, gets a polite thanks, and figures that's the end of it. Except the bone won't let go. Radiocarbon dates it to 1250 BCE. Archaeologists shrug. One skirmish doesn't rewrite textbooks. Then they dig a little and hit another bone. Then a skull with a bronze spear tip still stuck in the cheek. Then another and another. Today, we're at 140 plus individuals, 5 horses, thousands of shattered bones, and still no end in sight. The whole 3-kilometer valley is basically a crime scene sealed by silt. Size matters. From the density of remains, archaeologists reckon 3,000 to 7,000 fighters turned up that day. That's not a scuffle. That's a Bronze Age Woodstock of violence. Remember, this is 3,250 years ago. No Rome, no classical Greece, certainly no Napoleon. Textbooks used to swear Europe was dotted with tiny farming villages whose chiefs occasionally nicked each other's cattle. Tollense laughs at that cozy picture. Feeding even the low estimate of 3,000 men needs grain, herds, training, maybe diplomacy. Some of those warriors came from over 300 miles away. Isotopes in tooth enamel prove it. One group drank northern German water. The other carries the chemical signature of the Alps. Modern Bavaria, Austria, Czechia. 2 multi-tribal coalitions met in a river bottleneck and went at it with clubs, spears, swords, and bows. Think prehistoric Gettysburg, only nobody wrote the speeches. The river is oxygen poor, so stuff that normally rots survived. Wooden clubs shaped like baseball bats. Some still show the charred grip where leather straps were lashed on. Bronze spearheads bent on impact. Flint arrowheads designed to splinter inside flesh. Star of the show, a complete bronze sword snapped near the hilt. Someone drove that blade into an enemy. The metal fatigued, snapped, and the broken piece lay beside the victim it never left. CT scans let researchers replay fight sequences. Skull A has a depression matching a club found 2 meters away. Rib B shows a puncture the exact diameter of a spearhead. It's CSI Tollense, and the verdict is simple. These people weren't posturing, they were killing. One ford, a sandy causeway barely 3 meters wide, crosses the river right where the bones pile up. Control that bridge, and you control the amber, tin, and copper moving north-south. This wasn't a family feud. It was geopolitics with bronze swords. Imagine toll booths run by rival trade leagues, except instead of invoices, you get an axe in the face. The valley was the economic choke point of its day. Today, we'd call it a customs border. The battle may even have been a preemptive strike. Stop the Southern Alliance before it links up with local dissidents. Sound familiar? Human strategy hasn't changed much, only the hardware has. If the fight was so huge, why did nobody remember? Easy. Writing hadn't reached Northern Europe yet. The Mycenaeans kept tablets. The Hittites carved treaties. Up in the Baltic, memory lived in songs that died with the singers. Within 2 generations, the river reclaimed the bones. Peat moss grew over them. Cattle grazed above the dead. History became humus. Add survivor trauma, valuables stripped, bodies dumped in the current to erase bad omens. The battlefield sank into silence until 1996. Homer sang of Troy. The Tollense poets never got the chance. Every spring the river floods, shifting gravel and chewing out new layers. Bones safe last year can vanish overnight. So the team from Mecklenburg State and Greifswald University works like a forensic emergency crew. Laser scans, drone maps, wet sieving stations lined up like a factory. They even built a dike to channel water away from hotspots. And still only about 10% of the valley has been properly dug. Ground-penetrating radar keeps pinging new anomalies. Let's zoom in. Skeleton 26, male 28, no hip wear so he rode horses. Healed forearm fracture, says he'd been in combat before. Died from 3 arrows, 1 in the knee, yes, the knee, 1 in the chest. Final coup de grace through the eye. Archaeologists nicknamed him the Rider. DNA says he was lactose intolerant, blue-eyed, dark-haired, someone's son, maybe someone's dad, traveling hundreds of kilometers to die in a swamp. Beside him lay a perforated copper ingot. His pay, loot, lucky charm, we'll never know. But the detail splashes color onto a past we usually see in black and white. Mainstream audiences know 1250 BCE as Trojan War time, if it happened. Tollense overlaps and dwarfs Homer's armies in verifiable numbers. Egypt's Rameses II bragged about 5,000 Hittite chariots at Kadesh. Tollense shows Northern Europe could field similar multitudes without chariots or empires. Some scholars now toy with the idea that the Sea Peoples, those mysterious raiders who toppled kingdoms, started in the Baltic. Evidence is thin, but the timing and warrior culture give the hypothesis legs. Whatever explosions rocked the Mediterranean around 1200 BCE, the North was already primed for war on an epic scale. Science keeps moving. Next year, researchers plan to sequence full genomes of every individual. If shared markers pop up between northern and southern groups, we'll know whether this was civil war or inter-ethnic collision. Isotope maps of cattle teeth from butchered bones may reveal supply depots, hinting at campaign routes. Even climate data helps. Tree rings show a run of poor harvests around 1250 BCE. Hunger plus trade friction equals spark, and no one has found the Southern Army's camp yet. Dig upstream, and they might locate post holes of fortified granaries, evidence of planned logistics, not mere plunder. Tollense isn't just cool archaeology, it's a warning. Trade tangles, identity politics, outside migration and resource squeeze collided here in 1250 BCE. Outcome: thousands dead, no written record, collective amnesia. Wind the clock forward 3 millennia. Different tech, same ingredients. Societies that forget their past can relive it, keeping memory alive through science, storytelling, and YouTube videos matters. Because the next Tollense may not be in a river valley. It could be anywhere pressures mount and memories shorten. So a slipped bootlace, a single pierced bone, and an entire lost war surge back into view. Tollense shatters the myth that complex warfare began with classical Greece or imperial Rome. Bronze Age Europeans could mobilize armies, march half a continent, and fight to the death over trade and territory. The valley's quiet water locked that truth away for 3,000 years. Now it's ours to remember. Next time you picture prehistory, don't imagine simple farmers with fancy paperweights. Picture the rider galloping through marshland, arrows hissing, copper ingots clanking, part of a battle that changed history but was almost lost forever.